Hi, we're back and we're going on to lesson 8 of our VQ workbook. First word is acknowledge. Acknowledge the truth, and that means to admit to be real or true. So usually you're giving some sign that you understand or that you admit something. As in a statement like this, he would not even acknowledge my presence. As in, it could be a situation where you made somebody angry. It could be a friend, and so you walk into a room and your friend is mad at you, so the person just pretends you're not even there. Then the person is not acknowledging your presence. That's apparently what's happening here with this image. The person is crying, "Why won't you acknowledge me?" I'm not really sure what that person is hanging on to, some kind of bin, maybe waiting for mail or something. To acknowledge, you usually want other people to acknowledge that you're there, acknowledge your existence. If they ignore you, that's a very hurtful feeling. You could also say that he acknowledged that I was right. I objected to what he said, and he admitted that I was right and he was wrong. Then that he's acknowledging it, or it might be as simple as him nodding at what I said. Then he's acknowledging that I was right, or he agrees to a certain extent. Barren, barren desert. Barren means desolate, fruitless, and unproductive. It just basically means that nothing is able to grow there. And of course, we're usually referring to land, so deserts are barren lands. And sometimes we're referring to a woman who cannot bear children. So if the woman has some sort of medical problem that prevents her from having children, she's considered a barren woman, then she might consider adoption as an option. Defame. Defamed my character. To defame is to harm someone's reputation. If we break it down, we get D and fame, right? D is down or away, or sometimes it could be not or the opposite, the negative. And here that's what we have. We have the negative of fame. So to make someone's fame go down. And that could be by you telling the truth or lie, but it kind of implies that you're lying and just trying to make the person look bad. That's defaming my character. And so in the image here, we have the banner that says "Don't defame India." Apparently, they're mad about somebody who made a comment that made the Indians look bad, and they don't want to be defamed that way. Elegy, elegy for the dead. Elegy is a poem or song of lamentation, and to lament means that you're crying about something. So we're talking about any kind of sad song. It is often about someone dead, although it doesn't have to be. So when you look at a CD cover that looks like the image you have there, the word elegy right away tells you this CD is going to be just a lot of sad music. And so the expression on the artist's face kind of goes along with that idea, right? Flagrant. Flagrant violation of the rules. Flagrant means very blatant and obvious. It's not fooling anyone, it's just very open, very obviously bad act is a flagrant violation. So if you're cheating in class, and if everybody's cheating in class, that would be flagrant cheating in class that the teacher sees. Or if you outright make up a lie that is very obvious, then that's a flagrant lie. Indelible, indelible ink, an ink that is not able to be erased. So we have in for not and delete basically, and then able. So something ink that is not deletable is an indelible ink. So we can talk about indelible doodles, some kind of doodle that you do on paper, or maybe you do it on a wall and get your parents upset because it is indelible. Or we can talk about indelible memory, some event from the past that will not be erased from your memory. It is indelible. Meander, meander through the park. The definition is wind or turn in its course, not wind or turn. Okay, this is to be winding. That means kind of going in a kind of twisting path. So The verb meander can mean to follow a winding course, as in the shape of the road can be meandering, that the shape itself is in these curved kind of forms. So we would have a sentence like, the path meandered through the woods. Or we could say that a person meandered. That means the person walks in this manner, not in a hurry, not going towards a goal or anything, but just kind of wandering aimlessly. He meandered through the woods, you would say. Placate. Placate the angry customer. That is to pacify, conciliate, or make calm. If you are an employee, or usually the manager is responsible for this, a manager at any business, McDonald's or Walmart or wherever, their role is to placate any angry customer, no matter what the reason is. That's the first thing they have to do. And so the root here is plac. Plac means to please. So if you speak Spanish or you learned Spanish, you might recognize placer, which is to please someone, or the noun for pleasure. And so it is related to the word placid, as in a placid lake. It has the same root. It means kind of pleasing, calm, and peaceful kind of thing. So a related word is implacable or implacable. Either pronunciation is fine. You can kind of tell by the makeup of the word that means not, and plac, able. You are not able to placate that person. Then your enemy is an implacable enemy. Rescind. Rescind the contract. That means to cancel or nullify a contract, to make it null and void. So this usually happens when a judge looks at a contract because of some lawsuit, and he finds that it is just a really bad contract. There are terms in there that's not really legal for you to make. Like if one man said, oh, if I don't pay back the money, I will cut off my left arm. Well, you can't make contracts like that. So the judge would just rescind the contract, and it would be as if the contract didn't exist in the first place, because he is canceling the contract. It could mean also a situation like a general rescinding his order. And that means he gave an order and he canceled it. Surreptitious. Surreptitious peek. That is secret, furtive, sneaky, or hidden. So being like a thief, you are looking at something, and of course we're thinking of cheating in school, where you just kind of take a surreptitious peek at your neighbor's test paper. Then you're being very secretive. Thanks for watching. That was lesson 8. Let's get back to the workbook and answer those questions.